I want to tell you a story today about a lady I met on a train a week ago today, actually. And I was on the way back from Lancashire visiting my parents to move back into my flat in London. And I got on the train and it was super busy. And there was this lady in the corner and she had her bags and her suitcases next to her, so the seat next to her was taken up with those. And she was moving them out of the way so that there was space for me to sit down. And so I eventually sat down next to this lady. And like I so often do these days, I started talking to her and tried to engage her in conversation. And we got chatting, and eventually she told me that this was actually her first trip on her own on a train since her husband had died recently of cancer. And she'd been up to see her twin sister in Cumbria, and she started telling me about her and her husband and how they used to love train travel together, and they'd been on some really great big rail journeys, often going with, I think, the tour company Great Rail Journeys. And she said that this year they were due to go on the Glacier Express together, and obviously now that was not going to happen. But she said that she was going to go instead with her sister, and they were going to celebrate the life that her and her husband had together. And by this time I was crying like I am now, and she seemed fine. And I ended up asking her, I said, what was the favourite holiday that you ever took together with your husband? And she told me that it had been a trip to the Seychelles for their Ruby wedding anniversary. And she said, actually, they had been a year early. They didn't go during their Ruby anniversary year. They went a year early because the year before that, they had been on another tour holiday, and she had been on the beach on a sun lounger, and the man next to her from their tour group had died of a heart attack right next to her. And she told me that when her and her husband got home, they immediately booked this trip to the Seychelles to celebrate their Ruby wedding anniversary, but a year early. And she said to me, you've got to celebrate now, and you can't wait because you never know what's going to happen. And this whole last week, I've been thinking about this lady and the conversation that we had, which touched me so much. And so my message today is really a very simple one, and that's to go and celebrate. Celebrate now. Those things that you worry about in the future, they're never going to exist. The things from the past, they're done. Stop worrying about them. The big dreams that you have, get started. All those things that you want to do, go and do them. Celebrate, be grateful. This is it, this is life, this is it right now. Oh, I'm sorry about the tears today. And that story from that lady has prompted me today to get started on something else of my own that has been on my mind. And I've been waiting because I've been scared and wondering whether it would work out or not. So today I'm launching a new workshop which is all about being grateful for what we have and being in the present moment. So I'm launching that today. Thanks to that lady I met on the train, Eileen, thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you. And yeah, the details of the workshop are below, and otherwise, really, I hope you will have a great week. I'm so sorry about the tears.